What is up, everybody? I'm Sauls, and today we're going to be learning how to time-lapse the night sky.
If you close your eyes.
So a time-lapse is achieved whenever you take several images over a long period of time. This can range from one picture every 1 second or one picture every 30 seconds. It really depends on how much is happening in the frame of the camera. You've probably seen this a lot in like construction, or maybe like plants growing, or sunrise or sunset, just anything that happens very slowly over a long period of time. While the technique is the exact same whenever you're time-lapsing the night sky, there are a couple of obstacles that you have to overcome. One of the main differences is all the photos you're going to take are going to need to be long exposure photos. If you don't know what that is, click up here. I made a tutorial on how to take photos in the night sky earlier, and it's definitely something you're going to need to know before you try and time-lapse it. So what you're going to need for this is a camera, a tripod, and an intervalometer. An intervalometer is like a remote that you can control how many pictures your camera takes over that period of time. It's essentially just like a timer, so you don't have to manually click the button every 30 seconds. You set the timer for take one picture every 30 seconds, and it'll do that over an extended period of time. While most intervalometers look something like this, for my tutorial I'm going to be using my Pulse, which is a Bluetooth time-lapse remote. Side note, if you want to see a review on the Pulse, comment down below and I'll be sure to make one. So the first thing you're going to want to do is change your camera settings to a 20 to 30 second shutter speed and an ISO of 100 to 200. If you're still confused on the settings, make sure you go to my nighttime photography tutorial where I go much more in depth. Then plug in your intervalometer and set it to take a picture about every 30 or 45 seconds. If you use a shutter speed around 20 seconds, you're going to want to set your intervals for around 30 seconds because you always need a little bit of time to process the image before it starts taking the next photo. For the time lapse I did, I used a shutter of 20 seconds and an interval of 30 seconds. Set your tripod up somewhere where you know it won't be moved or touched for a long period of time. Once you get all that set up, you can start your time lapse, but then your next concern is going to be your battery. Because the stars do move pretty slowly, for me I always like to get a time lapse from about like 4 to 6 hours. And because my camera battery only lasts about 2 hours, I always have to make a battery switch at some point throughout the time lapse. This probably would not be like advised by any professional photographer. They would just plug it in and have it continuously charged through the whole thing, but you know, hey, I'm balling on a budget over here, so this is the best thing that I could think of. Once you notice your camera's about to die, you're going to want to wait until right after your camera finished processing the last image, and then quickly take out the battery, put in the other battery without moving the tripod at all, then click on the time lapse and restart the time lapse, and just make sure that the camera was not moved at all. So you're definitely going to have to pretend you're a ninja, which is what I do, and you also have to do it really fast, so you have to be like level 2 ninja. And if you're curious on how to be ninja, click up here where Ryan Higa goes in great depth to review how to become a real ninja. But once you start back your time lapse, you're just gonna pray that nothing moved, because if it did, it'll pretty much ruin your entire time lapse and you will have stayed up for nothing, which I've done multiple times. Now once I got the time lapse running back again, I go back inside and plug in my batteries because I know I'm gonna be switching them out again in about 2 hours. So once you go through all that, then you should hopefully end up with a time lapse like this. I also want to add that I would have had a really cool time lapse with the wide angle lens, but like an hour into it, a bunch of dew got all over the lens and it ruined it. So if you have any problems like that, just know you're not alone. But I think that's about it for this tutorial. If you liked and learned something, make sure you like and subscribe. If you want to see where I use this time lapse, click on the vlog right there. But really, thank you for watching. I hope you learned something, and I'll see you again next week.